Hi you guys, this is Dash from Bloom Where You're Planted. Let me introduce you to my new best friend, Porter Improved Heirloom Tomato. Now if you guys live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you're gonna wanna pay attention because I have tried a lot of heirlooms and you know what? They have not panned out. But this one is amazing. It just rocks. It takes the heat, it just keeps going. So today I'm gonna work on it. This is the bed I'm gonna work on in my hour this morning. So I've got my tools, I've got my twine, I've got my pruning scissors with wipies to clean up afterwards for disease prevention. Got my bowl for tomatoes. Hopefully I'll need a bigger bowl. And I've got fertilizer. It's time to fertilize those tomatoes. All right, let's get busy. Let me show you the tomato on this little beauty. Look at these tomatoes. You know, they're not big. They're not something you're gonna write home about, but it just keeps producing, and a lot of them, and they're delicious. You know, I can make many dishes with this, so I love them. And the thing I like best about them is it's an heirloom tomato. So I can save the seeds from these and I can have a seed supply to keep going. So I don't have to order from a seed catalog for these. So I have been searching for these for a long time, and trust me, I've tried lots of heirloom tomatoes and I just keep crossing them off my list. Of course, it could be that it was just a bad year. Sometimes, like I tried Cherokee Purple. I was so excited about it. I got one big purple tomato, woohoo! But it might have been just because it was a really wet spring and crazy wet, and it just didn't do well because of that. I don't know. I've tried, you know, I've tried Brandywine, I've tried a lot of the others, and there was one year I did all heirloom tomatoes because I wanted to be all, you know, I don't know. They said plant heirlooms, it'll be good. And it wasn't. I didn't get a single tomato that year. Not one tomato. I finally got some green ones in the fall and had to pick them green the day before the harvest. So that was so disappointing, I can't even tell you. So I try the heirlooms and I'm glad I have found one that I really like for Dallas. All right, I'm gonna get busy tying this up, pruning and fertilizing. Alright you guys, here's the fun part. Harvesting, the part I like best. Look at that you guys. Yum, those are gonna be delicious. Now there's a little bit of pruning that needs to be done. I'm gonna prune off any of these yellowing leaves down here that aren't getting sun anyway because they're kind of shaded from the above leaves. And there might be some spider mite. Looks like there's some spider mite damage, maybe some disease. I'm just gonna take that off and throw those clippings away. And anything touching the ground or pointing down towards the ground, I'm gonna clip off. Now remember, you guys, the other thing I do is I look for an insurance policy. And I think I found a good one here. It's a sucker. So it grew in between these two leaves. It's healthy. Looks like a good one that'll produce roots for me. So I'm gonna take this inside, put it in some water, label it well, Porter Improved Heirloom, and hopefully it'll grow roots for me. And that way, if the spider mites attack and I lose this plant, you know, when it gets the hotter than hell period, it's gonna be tough to take this plant through, even this plant. So I will probably harvest what I have, cut them down, and hopefully they'll grow back and give me a harvest again in the fall. But if something happens and that doesn't work out, I'm gonna have this one rooting inside on my windowsill so that I will have an insurance policy. I found a couple others. Unfortunately, I cut this one off and it had some tomatoes, so oh well, maybe they'll ripen up. I'll take them inside. So this was a good one. And then this one has a little bit of disease, but this is a good one. And then I found one over there. So you try to cut off suckers if you can, not just like the ends of branches. Like this branch, too small, it's just a branch. It wouldn't be a good one to root. Let me show you the one I found on the other side. I hope you guys can see that. This one right here, it's right down there near the bottom. It's a nice, big, healthy branch. So I'm gonna snip that off for my insurance policy. I'm gonna go get these in water before they wilt, and then I'll be back out to fertilize. I'm going to give them a nice spray off in the sink to get any spider mites or anything that might be lurking there before I put them in water. All right, I gotta get these labeled. 1 year I didn't label them. Oh, you guys, I had no idea what I had. They rooted, but I had no idea what I had. Yeah. Okay, there's my insurance policy for my pour to improve. I'm gonna leave them out here in the sun. This is my Super Fantastic that I started like 2 weeks ago. And while it doesn't look that good, there are a lot of roots. See if you guys can see this. See those roots on that one? And I went ahead and potted up my Black Vernissage. There were no leaves virtually, so I really don't think these will root, but you never know. It's worth a try. I did like that tomato. It just is not the hardiest, most prolific tomato, but oh, they taste so good. Okay. Let's go fertilize. I just got tomato tone organic fertilizer from my garden center. You can get any organic fertilizer, is great. I also put a lot of organic matter down on my garden from the rabbit hutch, and so that is great too. I am just gonna, tomatoes are big feeders. When I was a new gardener, I put like fertilizer in with the tomato plant when I first planted it, and then I didn't put any more fertilizer down the rest of the season, and that's not okay. That's not gonna work for a big, good tomato harvest. So I'm just gonna move away the mulch. I'm just gonna sprinkle 1/4 of a cup of fertilizer down around my plant. And just scratch it in. Having this black-eyed Susan here is a total tomato no-no because the tomato plant needs good air circulation, and this is not giving it good air circulation, but who can resist this, you guys? It happened all by itself. God's little promise in the middle of my mess.